Hi, this is a demo for a couple of new Plotly.js features. First of all, we have multi-axis shapes. So whereas before you could only define your shape with one x-axis and one y-axis, you can now attach different points of your shape to different subplots, different axes. So here you'll see these quadrilaterals are what I'm using to represent different layers of this drill hole. And as I pan the y-axis of one subplot, it doesn't change all of the points for these shapes because these other points are still anchored to the second subplot. So if I were to pan, say, the second subplot, you can see now the anchored points on this subplot are now moving, but it's not moving the points for, say, the third subplot. So this is a very useful feature if ever you want to, indicate a line pointing from one graph to another, or you have rectangles or even SVG path shapes that you want to define with certain points being attached to one chart and other points being attached to other charts. We also have click and hover features now available or enabled anywhere. So whereas before you could only hover over trace points, data points, and click on specific data points, you can now fire hover events and click events wherever you are. So you'll see when I'm hovering through any point on this chart, not just on the data point, it's drawing this spike line all the way across. And you'll see I have this kind of nifty depth display over here. It just shows at all times, but again, this is just firing the Plotly hover event. You can write whatever JavaScript function you can think of. You can do a lot of cool things. As with click anywhere, you can see here I've created this function where if you click and you click 2 times, you have 2 different points on the same subplot because it wouldn't make sense on different subplots. But you can now see the distance, so it'll calculate the distance between these 2 plots. Again, this is not built in, this distance rendering or calculating feature, but it just shows that you can fire click events at any point on the chart. And again, whatever functionality you can think of, you can attach it to, say, a listener that's looking for that click event.